Well, hello. It's Miss Gina. And I've got Pete the cat with me. Yeah. What do you think about that? It's story time. We've got Pete the cat. And you're with Miss Gina. Hello, I'm Miss Gina. And you're at Gina's Planet. I'm so glad you're here. I thought we would read a story about Pete the cat. It's called Pete the Cat and the Cool Caterpillar. The Cool Caterpillar. It's an I Can Read book. It's level 1. It says our level 1 books are beginner reading, short sentences, familiar words, and simple concepts for children eager to read on their own. It's for children getting ready to read. Pete the Cat and the Cool Caterpillar. That was our cover. What do you think this story might be about? And it's by James Dean. That is our writer. Pete is on a bug safari. He and his friends are looking for bugs. How many bugs can they find? He and his friends are looking for bugs. How many bugs can they find? Oh, did you hear that word? It was find. I heard the word find. I can't find the word find. But there was the word find. Find. We found the word find. Good for us. Oh, I know. We used it as a bookmark. You remember? Our bookmark. We found find. We found find. We found one of our sight words in our book. Good job. Callie spots a tiny black ant. Can you hear, Pete? Good. It's building an anthill, she says. Groovy, says Pete. Groovy. Gus finds a round red ladybug in the mint patch. It has 9 spots, says Gus. Nice, says Pete. Nice. You see them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can you count 9 ants? What about the spots on the ladybug? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I counted 9 spots. Did you count 9? Marty sees a big black spider. It caught a fly, he says. Neat, says Pete. Neat, says Pete. Pete finds, there's find with an S, a green caterpillar in the flower pot. I will bring it home to show Mom and Dad, he says. It says, Marty sees a big black spider. It caught a fly, he says. Neat, says Pete. Neat, says Pete. Pete finds a green caterpillar in the... What did he find it in? What's it in? It's in the flower pot. It's in the flower pot. He's going to take it home to show Mom and Dad. Mom helps Pete build a home for the caterpillar. They use a big jar. Dad puts lots of little holes in the lid for air. Pete puts the caterpillar in the jar. There they are. Dad's making holes so the caterpillar can breathe. Pete puts some leaves in the jar for the caterpillar to eat. He adds a twig for it to crawl on. "Good night, Pete," says Mom. "Good night, Pete," says Dad. "Good night, caterpillar," says Pete. They all told each other good night. "Good night, John Boy. Good night. Good night, Pete. Good night." He likes this story. He feels like he's in the story. When Pete wakes up, the caterpillar is gone. Where did it go? Did it run away? Do you think it ran away? Do you think it ran away? He doesn't think so. "It is not gone," says Mom. "It did not run away," says Dad. "Look," they say. It's right there in the jar. Can you see it in the jar? There it is. "The caterpillar is inside there," says Mom. "It's called a pupa." "Will it stay in there forever?" Pete asks. "No," says Dad. "The caterpillar is changing into something new." There's Pete. He's looking in the jar. "What will it become?" Pete asks. "It's a surprise," says Mom. "We must wait and see." "What will it become?" Pete asks. "It's a surprise," says Mom. "We must wait and see." Pete waits. Callie comes to visit. "Did it come out yet?" she asked. "No, not yet," says Pete. "Not yet. Not yet." Pete waits some more. Gus comes to visit. "Did it come out yet?" he asked. "No, not yet," says Pete. Pete waits even longer. Marty comes to visit. "Did it come out yet?" he asked. "Not yet," says Pete. What's he going to tell him? Not yet. There's the picture. Pete waits and waits and waits. Then one day, something finally happens. What do you think's going to happen? The pupa starts to wiggle. "Something is happening," says Pete. It wiggles some more. Everyone comes over to watch. The pupa cracks open. Something is coming out. What can it be? What do you think it is? What is it? What could it be? What is it? What do you think? You think it's a cricket? A butterfly? Really? You might be onto something. A head pokes out, then some legs, and then 2 colorful wings. The caterpillar changed into a beautiful butterfly. Wow, says Pete. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool, Pete. That's pretty cool. The butterfly slowly moves its wings up and down. It is ready to fly. They take the jar to the park. Time to say goodbye, says Dad. Pete opens the lid of the jar. The butterfly slowly moves its wings up and down. It is ready to fly. They take the jar to the park. Time to say goodbye, says Dad. Pete opens the lid of the jar. See his hand on the jar? He's gonna open it. He's gonna let the butterfly go. The butterfly flaps its wings. It flutters out of the jar and lands on Pete's nose. That tickles, he says. Then the butterfly flies up into the sky. Bye-bye, butterfly, everyone says. Bye-bye, butterfly. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, butterfly. Bye-bye, butterfly. Let's find a new caterpillar, says Pete. Change is pretty cool. Let's find a new caterpillar, says Pete. Change is pretty cool. There he is. He's searching for a new caterpillar. And there's a bunch of other Pete the Cat books you might like. So I want you to remember to read more in 2024 and grow your brain. Grow your brain, Pete. So I'll see you next time. Pete will see you next time. Maybe. We have a few more Pete books. But I got to go put Pete to bed. He needs a cat nap. See you later. Bye-bye.